Good afternoon, class. I recorded this the first time, but you can hear me because of the volume, so I have to re-record again. So now I realized that when I recorded the other day, it didn't record. You couldn't hear my voice, but you should be able to do it now. Now let's start with 4-4. The first thing we're going to talk about is two bases that we have with with log. The first one is base 10, which is common log. And then the second one is base E, which is natural log. Remember with base E, natural log, we use ln, and then common log, we use just the plain log. The base is not written for both of them. It's understood. So when you don't see a number for logarithm, the base, that's usually common log. If you see ln, you will not see a number or symbol. It's you understood to be e. Now, sorry, I had to take a drink of water real quick. So these next couple of exercises we're doing is calculator, you all. So make sure you have your calculator. Go get your calculator or pause this and then go get your calculator so that you can do some of these problems with me. Now, I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to do most of them, but I want you to see to make sure you're getting the right so when you do your test, okay? So once again, ln, you all should have that. Remember the other day I showed y'all in the class where ln and log was log, I think is usually on top, and then ln is at the bottom, right underneath them. Log in our calculator represents base 10. ln in our calculator represent base E. Those are the only two bases in our calculator, okay? So now let's break our calculator out, you all. And we're going to start working. Look what I say, round four places. Meaning that's four places after the decimals. That's what I should say, four places after the decimal. Now, you all, let's do it. Let's type in log 10,000. Now, mine open up with a calculator. When I type in log, my calculator open up with a parentheses. So I don't know if yours will or not. If yours do, just close it out with a parentheses once you type the number in. And when I did this, I got back 4. Okay? Let's do the next one. I think everybody should have gotten 4. So next one, type in log, then hit 341. Make sure you close that parentheses out. Hit enter. Let's see what we get. Okay? So I get 2.5328 because that 7 would go up, okay, to 8. Now, I hope everybody got the 2 that I just did, so we okay. So now let's type it in log. Once again, mine open up with a parentheses, so make sure you close yours out. I'm closing mine out. Okay, so when we do this, when we get a negative 1.615. Okay, so far so good. Okay, now number 4 is not hard at all. Remember I told you that these two are inverses of each other, right? So if they're inverses, they cancel each other out, which just leave you with 4. Pretty easy, right? Now, let's do the next one. We're doing ln now. Y'all see that? Type in ln and then type in 341. Okay. I have 5.8319. That's what I get. Yep. Now, number 6 and 7, you all. I gave this for a reason because you got to be able to recognize this. These are one of the rules that I taught you in 4.3. Remember product, remember power and quotient rule. It's one of these, okay? So this one has multiplication, so this is the product rule. Number 7 has division, so this is the quotient rule. Okay, and remember that with logarithm, that we can take quotient and separate it with addition. So that's what we have to do. Remember, it's log of the first thing, 387, plus log of the second thing. That's what we get. This is what you type in the calculator. So you have a graphing calculator, you can type all this in and put enter. So that's how we got to put in the calculator, log of this, and press enter. Now, when I did it, I got 3.9494. Okay? quotient rule. Remember, quotient says that I can separate it by subtraction. So we do log of the top minus log of the bottom. So once again, we're using the property. So we do log of 518 minus log of 342. Okay, so I got 0.1803. Sorry, 0.1803. Now, the next two, 8 and 9, you don't have to reverse it back to multiplication or division. You want it as addition so you can type it in the calculator. So leave this as it is and just type it in the calculator. Log of 26 plus log of what, 12? Okay. And I get 2.4942. So last one like this, ln of 98, ln of 3. So once again, you don't need to convert it back as a quotient. Keep it. That's what we want. So you can just type it in. But remember, this is ln. We're working with ln. ln of 98 minus ln of 13. Of 13. Hold on. I type in 12. Okay. Now, what do we get? Y'all should have gotten 2.0200. Okay. So this is how we do this. These, like I said, once again, are not that hard. You're just plugging it in your calculator. But you need to know, the trickiest one is these two right here. But remember, it's not really that tricky. You have to know those are the certain properties. And I can break the certain properties up a certain way. With with multiplication, you can break it up with addition. With division, you can break it up using subtraction. Okay? Now let's go to change of base. I know in both classes I touched change of base, but I want to go over it again. Remember, change of base is a change in the top or the change at the bottom. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. The change of base is when you have another base besides 10. So you cannot put another base in the calculator. The only base you see in the calculator is 10 and E. So you have to change it till it's one of those. It's either going to be natural log or it's going to be common log. Now, what you're going to do is do one of these two things right here. Okay? Either you use common log, or you're going to use natural log or ln. So you're going to put common log on top of the function value over common log over the base. So this is how it's written. Or you can do ln of the function value over ln of the base. Okay? So you would just have to pick which one. If I did common log on top, I can't do ln at the bottom. No, you can't do that. You have to be consistent. If I'm using common log, I got to use common log on the top and bottom. If I'm using ln, I got to use that top and bottom. So now let's try some, okay? So look what I said. It's either log, or ln of the function value on top over log or ln of the base, okay? So you get to one. Let's do it. Look what I said. Use the change of base theorem to find approximation to 4 decimal places for each log. Okay. Let's do it. First one. Remember, you could use log. You can use common log or ln. So you do log of the function value was 9 over log over 2. Or you could do it as ln of 9 over ln of 2. Now, my advice to you all would be when you put this in, put the top in parentheses, put the bottom in parentheses too. It separates that. It's just about how we write it so we can get the right answer. So let's type in our calculator. I use common log so often, it's not wrong if somebody use ln. So you can use ln here. Make sure you all, remember I said put the top in parentheses. That's how I'm doing mine. Make sure when your calculator open up after you type in log that you have that parenthesis. If that parentheses is there, you got to close that parentheses, okay? So I put my bottom in parentheses too, okay? And I got 3.1699, Okay, I hope everybody got the same thing. Now, I'm going to skip down to number 12 because that's that number 11. Number 11 is not hard to type in. But look where we got a square root and a, what you call them, pi. So then you would just say log of square root of 2 on top over log of pi. Okay? Make sure you put top in parentheses and put bottom in parentheses also. So let's do a log, and then you got to hit second square to get square root. Then you got to put 2, and then make sure you put it in. You got to close. Whatever you put log of whatever, it has to close. Okay, so make sure you put parentheses around it. And then I'm about to type in the bottom, which is log of pi. So let me get pi. Make sure we close out with parentheses. And I get 0.302. Sorry. I don't know why my thing did 3028. Okay. Last one we're going to do is this one right here. Now remember when you got a fraction, I told y'all earlier, put it in parentheses. So we're going to say log of 2 over log of 1/3. Now when you put this 1/3 in, you have to put it in. You have to put parentheses around it. Okay, so now let's type it in log base 2, not base 2, excuse me, of 2. We got that. And then I'm going to put in parentheses at the bottom, log. And then 1 divided by 3. We're going to put that in parentheses. Remember, I got to put that in its own parentheses. And press enter. And I have negative 0.1436. Okay? So, change of base is not as hard. Even doing the other calculation earlier is not hard either for you to do. Your test is Monday at 11 a.m.